Course Plus. Expressway to elegant career.
Know the difference between stress and chronic depression. Some of us may think that it is normal to find it impossible to see the good in the world and to be constantly overwhelmed by the negativity surrounding us. And while it may be true that the world is a difficult place to live in, there's also something else to consider. We're not always going to be happy. We all have ups and downs. But if you find that your downs are overwhelming and seem impossible to get up from, you may be suffering from a more serious and chronic issue called depression. Most of us are not strangers to what depression is. We find ourselves dealing with it at one point or another, and many of us are able to move past it. However, it is possible for us to find ourselves stuck in a depression without even realizing that everything has changed. The things that once made us happy are no longer able to do so. We're having a more difficult time finding the joy and peace in the things that used to bring us these positive feelings. Our minds may spiral beyond our control to the doom and gloom scenario, and we may not find anything that brings us the comfort that we desire. Because there are times when positivity feels like a cruel joke and is basically meaningless. This is symptomatic of depression. If you suspect you may be suffering from depression, while the tips and tricks in this training may be beneficial to you in breaking through the symptoms, it may also benefit you to look into other resources dedicated exclusively to people who are suffering from depression. It isn't a bad thing to realize that you have depression or may need an additional helping hand in finally kicking it once and for all. In fact, so many people are working on themselves and happier for it because they finally named the demon that plagued them and are able to locate resources and tools that work well for them specifically. None of us are alone in having felt depression from time to time, and it doesn't make you weak or powerless to be suffering from it on a more long-term basis. The people who scoff at depression and claim everyone else should just get over it have clearly never experienced the physical changes depression can cause in the brain. This is not some little issue that crybabies get because they can't cope. It is a physical change in the brain caused by long-term ongoing stress and trauma. It is something that creates chemicals in the body that are difficult, if not impossible, to overcome alone. And anybody dealing with depression like this can still manage to try to function in the world is incredibly strong and a wonderful source of inspiration. If you feel you may have depression or have already been diagnosed with it in the past, do not think of it as a condemnation. Think of it as an opportunity to get to know yourself better so that you can really embrace your options in life. You know what is plaguing you, and you know it is something that can be treated and reversed. You can seek out the tools you need to improve your life and get on the path to coping with your depression in a healthy way, even if that means speaking with experienced professionals who can help give you the resources that you need. Just take care to look carefully into your treatment options and choose the path that is best for you. Just because everyone and their mother is advertising an antidepressant that works for them, be cautious in your choices, as some may be very damaging long-term to your health and your body chemistry. That doesn't mean that there are no solutions to depression, just that you should always stay informed before making any choice that can affect your body or your mental health. Overall, knowing that you have depression can be a great thing. If you are aware of a problem, that is the first step in being able to resolve it. If you find it difficult to talk about, that's also okay. There are several online resources and support groups that will allow you to remain anonymous and still seek out the support you require. All of us need a little bit of help sometimes. Life can be incredibly difficult, and trauma is nothing to scoff at. We should never compare our problems with other people, and anybody who does so and treats depression as if it were something someone else should just get over is being very insensitive and obviously doesn't understand the scope of the issue. So just kindly dismiss them and continue working on what it is you need to become the person that you want to be. And if you are taking this training, then congratulations. You are already doing more than the naysayers may be doing to get yourself out of an incredibly difficult rut and take steps towards being the healthiest person you can be. You can do it.